So now we're going to talk about the mechanism of the beta-1 adrenergic receptor on cardiac myocytes. So this is a cardiac myocyte. We see the sarcolemma, this membrane that's dipping down in this T-tubule-like structure with sarcoplasmic reticulum, which stores calcium on either side. Now, what we know normally happens is an action potential activates these L-type calcium channels. Calcium comes in from the extracellular fluid, and that calcium triggers calcium release from these ryanodine receptor channels that are on the sarcoplasmic reticulum membrane, allowing calcium to go down its gradient, act on the troponin molecule, part of actin, and you get contraction. Now, what we have here is the modulation of this process through beta-1 adrenergic receptor. So you see I have a 7-transmembrane spanning receptor. It's coupled to GS like all beta adrenergic receptors are, and it increases the production of cyclic AMP and ultimately protein kinase A, seen right here in purple. Now, pKa phosphorylates proteins, and in this example, we're going to show 3 proteins that are important in the effects of the beta-1 adrenergic receptor signaling. The first one is phosphorylation of the L-type calcium channels, making them open, activate better in response to their normal stimulus, which is depolarization. So the net result is more calcium comes in. So that's good for contraction because more calcium comes in, more calcium will be released. Also, pKa phosphorylates these ryanodine receptor, these channels on the SR, that makes them open better too. So that's going to allow even more calcium to come out. Again, more contraction. The final protein target in this cartoon is a protein called phospholamban, which is on the sarcoplasmic reticulum membrane. Now, this is a little bit of an extra step we have to think through here because phospholamban normally inhibits active transport of calcium into the SR. This is a mechanism to restore the calcium back into the sarcoplasmic reticulum. Now, what happens is that pKa, when it phosphorylates phospholamban, it inhibits phospholamban. And what that does is that disinhibits SERCA, allowing it to suck more calcium into the SR more efficiently over time, resulting in increased calcium stores. And now that will allow more calcium to be released on subsequent contractions. What I don't have shown on here is on the sarcolemma, there are other mechanisms to get rid of calcium back to the outside. And so by doing this, you are creating more calcium to go into the SR than what normally a little bit would come out to the extracellular fluid. So these would be 3 protein targets. L-type calcium channels get activated, ryanodine receptors get activated more, and phospholamban gets inhibited. They all get a phosphate, but 2 of the 3 get activated more, 1 of them gets inhibited.